All right, everybody. This is everything you need to know about the new, ignore that part, Cartoon Hero. About the new Cartoon Hero. So, as you can see, I am on a computer this time. I'm not on my normal thing, and I have all these YouTube things. Basically, I'm going to go through all of the new stuff. Um, and go into like what the hero does and everything like that. So first off, tomorrow is going to be a free week of For Honor. So, if you don't know what For Honor is, it is a medieval fighting game where you fight as knights, samurai, Vikings, ancient Chinese, and then now they've started adding stuff like a pirate or an Egyptian or Aztec, and most recently a Mongolian. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, so it's going to be free. So go install that if you can. Here year 9 is confirmed. Oh my god, the game's not dead yet. I was actually kind of worried about this year, but thankfully it is not. If you look up here, these are the two next heroes. You can't see much, and I can't zoom in, but I'm sure somebody will like zoom in and enhance and be like, "Oh, this guy is a rapier" or something like that, you know. And down here, don't think these have really anything to do, but it does look like Raider is about to kill Tianti. So I don't know if it's something to do with the lore or whatever. But yeah, so two next heroes, year 9 is confirmed. The uh, the weapon sets all look like this. In my opinion, they're not great. I mean, we can go to other ones. I mean, they really. I'm not joking. They all look like that. So here we get into the new hero and the actual meat and potatoes. First off, her grip is great. I rated all of them. It was 6 armor sets, five out of five for 5 of them, and 4 out of 4
It's
for
throwing an
four
attack,
out of five
but
for one of
throwing
them.
a different
So
attack
here,
during the startup. Yeah, to essentially transition to that second attack.
her entire thing is soft feints. Look, so they go over it in the video if you don't know what a soft feint is. They attack right
So
here,
what
and
JC
it switches up here. So you do a heavy, and then you can switch to a light or another heavy from any direction. And there is a bash that she has that you can soft feint to too. But that's not her main move. Her main move is this.
so you pin somebody, and now you want to finish them off with.
Yeah, awesome, right? So she is an assassin. She has 120 HP, 120 stamina, and this move, where you see that right there, where she charges forward for a minute and like the entire thing is there. If you played the last testing grounds,
So you pin
and
somebody,
with PK,
and now
you know exactly what that is because the tier 3 feat
so you pin somebody,
for
and
um
off
for
with a
PK
heavy
does the
finisher
exact
off.
same thing as that, where it deflects anything if you get attacked by it. I mean, it's not the exact same thing because this is like an actual move, and that was just a feat that you would get whenever you're dodging. But you charge forward, and if you get hit, then you automatically deflect it. Now, out of this, you can attack early, so you can do a light or you can do a heavy. Um, if you get the deflect off, you can obviously do the punish, or, you know, like I said, attack early and do that. Now, this does 30 damage. Scary because it is through a fairly invincible move, and it's a fairly quick, unblockable heavy that does 30 damage, but it takes a while to get off, but it pins, so there's a lot of highs and lows for this move. Um, but yeah, so it's exciting, and she doesn't have to do the heavy. So if you look at this, look at the pin right here. She does this big move. That's pressing another heavy. She can do a light to like get less damage, but it's much faster. She can do a zone so that she gets hyper armor, for instance. And so she has other moves. Her whole thing is that she has a lot of moves out of certain things. It's kind of like Ocelot, but like actually cool and good and cool. Um, so her first feat is it does not take any stamina whatsoever to do soft feints, which is crazy. That's a crazy feat. I mean, come on. Her second feat is, like I was just saying, whenever she pins, I think she can do a follow up with like a light or that heavy or the zone. Um, it does more damage. So that's her whole thing. And this
Yeah,
one,
so
whenever
there's
you get a
definitely
kill, it's kind of like a tiny
the
fear
round move.
itself. See, there's the purple lines right there, like an 8 meter radius about, And yeah, so that lasts for a few seconds. This is a 25% damage debuff, and the tier 2 is a 20% damage buff. So she can do 45% more damage, which is just kind of crazy. Now, her tier 4,
Pressing that button and
then
very
400 millisecond, unblockable, that does 32 damage. Now,
quickly
it's
press
like,
that button.
oh, it's a tier 4, so, you know, surely it's going to, have a long cooldown. It's not, the cooldown is 45 seconds. So you're going to have it about every single fight. Just a free 32 damage that can guarantee another hit via your teammate. Insane. Insane. And JC, this guy right here, down here, he was saying how he wants to experiment with more different types of tier 4s because, like, obviously there's a lot of, like, flashy ones like Catapult or Trebuchet now or Spear Storm or Fear itself, like, huge flashy ones but with, like, minutes long cooldowns. He was like, well, why don't we try out a shorter cooldown for this one? So there's that. And then for the patch notes, these are not big patch notes, but dodge forward heavies on all these guys. Like you dodge forward and then you do a heavy. Pretty self-explanatory. Now have 100 milliseconds of guard break vulnerability, and they had more before. So it's going to be harder to guard break these guys out of their dodge forward heavies. Excuse me. Move forward a little bit. I wasn't going to create an entirely new tab for this. Raider gets damage buffs. Just 1 or 2 damage on a lot of stuff because apparently he wasn't doing great in terms of damage before this point. So he is that now. And like I said, it's a very small patch notes. And there's another thing that he said beforehand that I'll get into in 1 second. So Varanian Guard, the reason why they're changing this basically is if you were to dodge light into light, it would be basically impossible to dodge. So they're making that possible to dodge now. Black Prior, his dodge forward heavy, now has 200 milliseconds of superior block, whereas before it was 300. And they removed more unlock tech with Afira because they removed a lot of unlock tech with Berserker last patch. And they also removed a lot from Afira, but there was still a way to do it, so they removed it from Afira. Now, PK, if you remember, there was a testing grounds with PK last season, or the last half of this season, where she got new feats. They decided that they weren't big fans of those. The feedback they got wasn't great, so they're just gonna go back to the drawing board and take another crack at the PK feats. Try and get her up there, try and get her good, and just really take their time with that. So generally, that's pretty much everything. Of course, there's still like ins and outs. If you want frame checks, you can go watch Freeze. But the reason why I make these just very short overviews of a 2.5 hour long live stream. So, yeah, no, I mean, if you liked, like and subscribe. Uh, please, trying to get 1K. I upload daily shorts, do stuff like this kind of weekly, and I will be streaming tomorrow for the new hero. So, better go watch that. Yeah, no, I think that's all. See ya.